So coming down to a seated position, we're going to start off in a seated position today. So cross over the legs if that feels comfortable. Sit up onto a cushion or a little block. And if you wish to stretch the legs out straight either, that's also an option. The higher up you go, the higher your bum is away from the floor, the easier it is to relax the knees. So I can see a bit of this going on. So if you feel a bit lopsided like this, just raise up the cushion. Take it and maybe even double it over and then sit your bum down on it. And that will definitely help to ease yourself into a seated position. Okay. And then the sit bones underneath the bottom, just lift the flesh from the bum, peel it backwards so that you're really sitting upright. And then just allow the shoulders to fall down away from the ears and allow the crown of the head to lift and draw upwards. But your chin is slightly dropped. So you want to get a nice long neck. So chin is not up. It's just your focus is looking down in front of you on the floor. And then either find a point on the wall to gaze at, something that's not moving, or let the eyes close over. And just welcome yourself onto your mat, into your space for this lovely little time out during lunchtime. A little treat for you in the middle of the day. Just notice the lovely cool air coming in through the nose as you breathe in, and let your belly expand fully. Let a big sigh out through the mouth. And let those shoulders completely drop off. So we'll do that another couple of times. So breathing in through the nose. Big sigh out through the mouth. And on the next breath, can we breathe in and then pause? Big sigh out through the mouth and draw that navel back in towards the back to get rid of all that stagnant air in the lungs. And just check in, see how you are, and set a little intention for the class, the practice together. Remember to be kind, to be gentle with yourself. And today we're going to do a full body opening and workout. But to be gentle, if something doesn't feel right, please come back, come out of it and just wait till the next pose or whatever we're doing. So bring some energy into the fingers, wiggle the toes, stretch the toes out in front, shake it at the legs. Sometimes the knees can get a bit crampy sitting in that position. Take a breath in, reach and bring the hands up over the head, bring the toes up towards the sky. Exhale, release, let the arms come out. So imagine you're trying to touch the wall and the sky or the ceiling. So inhale, reach the fingers a little bit longer, all the way up over your head. Can you really stretch into the side body? And then walk up that imaginary rope. So start to climb up. Keep breathing and see, can you really feel it right down into the hips? So it's not just the arms. You're really lifting yourself all the way up. Good. One more breath. Reach. And exhale, release. Good. Let's just drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Stretch the left hand away. Come on back to the center. Left ear to the left shoulder. Stretch the right hand away or the left hand away. And come back to the center. So look over your shoulder and come back. Look over your shoulder. You're joining the girls as well. Yeah, all the girls are on today. And back once more. Look over your shoulder and back. And look over the shoulder and back. Stick the head out and drop the chin down towards the chest. Take a breath in here. And exhale, come back. Look up. And exhale, come back. Good. Take the hands out in front, hands turned up. We're going to tap into the shoulders for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then bring the elbows up and around and down. Squeeze the elbows together at the front. Bring them up, around and down. So we're starting to move through the body. We're doing what's called Power Mukhanasana series. It's the warming up and loosening of all the joints in the whole body. So we're moving down the body. So we've done the neck, the shoulders. We're going to come into the wrists. We've done the elbows. So make fists with the hands. And then let's include the ankles. So bring the 2 big toes together. Come up, around, and bring down the little toe and point. So all the way around. Ankles and wrists. Good, go the opposite way. Really get a stretch into those ankles, into those arms. And shake it out. Shake, 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 shake. And shake out those legs. Good. Hug the right knee into your chest. Hug it all the way in and then stretch it away. Hold onto your leg and give it a big stretch. Good. Hug it in again. All the way in. And send it away. Wonderful. Once more. Hug it in. This time, take your hand onto the arch of your foot, the other hand onto your knee, and just do that seesaw motion over and back. So what we're trying to do is keep the foot in line with the hip when we come out to the side and bring it back. All the way over, knee over leg. And back, and knee over leg. Good. So can we hug that knee in a bit closer? So this is loosening up the hip. Maybe we can hug it around the elbow and bring that knee in towards the chest. So if that's too much, just hold it here. If you can take the arm around and the other one around here and hug that in. Good. Lengthen through the back. Sit up nice and tall. Add that breath. So we call this cradling the baby. Give the baby a kiss. And then place the foot down on the thigh. So let the foot go onto the thigh. Good. Take your hand underneath your right knee. Lift it up. And then bring it down towards the floor. So the foot stays where it is. Foot is still on top of the thigh. And again, lift it up. Release it down. One more. Lift it up. Release it down towards the floor. Good. Take your hook, your first finger, wrap it around your big toe, and stretch that right leg back out in front. Good. Place it down on the mat and shake it out. Let's try all that on the left. So again, sitting up nice and tall to begin with. Hug in the left knee. This is all leg and hip work. And stretch it away. Beautiful. And again, hug it right into your chest. And lengthen it away. Nice straight leg. One more. Hug it in. And send it away. Good. Then that knee. Take the right hand to the sole of the left foot, opposite hand underneath the knee, and just go over and back. Like you're doing a kind of a sawing motion. Going over, coming back. Just making space into this left hip. And then draw a big circle like you're stirring a pot. All the way around. And go the other way as well. Don't worry if you can hear creaks and pops and cracks. I sound like a bowl of Rice Krispies here. And then place that foot back on your thigh. Sit up nice and tall. I'm falling off the seat here. Sit up nice and tall. Bring that foot in. And we're going to cradle the baby. So see, can you take that left foot into the arm and hug it in nice and close. Now you'll probably find one side is completely different to the other. So this is always my tighter side. So just hug it in for a little bit longer, take a breath. Then move from side to side like you're cradling that baby. Give that baby a kiss. And then just place the foot down on the thigh, hand underneath the knee, hug that foot in, lift it up, and then release it down towards the mat. And again, lift it up, slowly come down. One more, and slowly come down. Take your first finger, your hook, around the big toe, and feel the weight of this big heavy leg. So stretch it all the way out, wonderful, and place it back down. Well done, shake out the legs. Come on over onto our hands and knees, into our tabletop position. Let's move into our lovely spine. So spreading out those fingers, middle finger facing front. Take a breath in and let's arch the back. So moving into cat and cow. So inhale, look forward to the end of your mat, lift your tailbone. Exhaling, arching all the way up, hug your belly button in, arch the whole way up. And let's do that again. So inhaling, looking forward. Exhaling, arching. Inhaling forward. Let the belly fall, lift the tailbone, draw the shoulders back away from the ears. And exhale, big arch. And this time in our cat stretch, come back down into here. All the way back onto the heels. Wiggle from side to side a little bit, so can you go down a bit lower. And take the hands out to the sides of the mat. So hands are nice and wide. Make space between the shoulders and the ears. So lots of space around the sides of the neck. And then big breath into the back. So let the back open here. And then float back all the way back into your tabletop. And just walk your hands forward, bring your elbow down onto the hand part. So where the hand was, place your elbow. And the same with the other side. And we're coming into what's called puppy dog pose. So elbows are down, good. We're going to curl the toes under and see, can we raise the hips up towards the sky? Feeling this across the shoulders. And then bend back down onto the knees. And this time we can walk the hands a little bit more forward and bring your head down onto the ground. Take a full breath in here. And then walk the hands back in and come all the way back to a kneeling position. Good. So we're going to do our little moving meditation, and we're going to add in our downward facing dog and get the whole body moving. So you may remember this one before. So when you're ready, take a breath in and come up. Let those hip flexors point forward. Exhale, come all the way down. Inhale, slowly come into tabletop. And depending on how strong you're feeling today, you can either come down through chaturanga, which means we come up onto a plank pose, draw the navel in, and slowly come down onto the chest. Point the toes away, you're on your belly. and lift off into a low cobra. As you exhale, bring the head back down. Take the hands out a little bit wider, it makes it easier. Come back up into tabletop. And from here, come back into your downward facing dog. Back onto your knees. Back into hare pose. From here, take a big breath in to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. So there's two options that we can do. Just have a little look in this moving meditation. When we're here, we can either come down onto the mat the hard way, which is plank, coming down through chaturanga, or we can come down hands, keep our knees on the floor, chest is next, then chin. It's just to keep the back safe. Excuse me, to push ourselves back up, take your hands out a bit wider. It brings more muscles in the body to help us push back up, use the breath. Come back to here. So try not to do this because it's putting unnecessary weight and tension into the lower back. So try pushing yourself back up. So just come down onto the mat for me very quickly. We'll have a little practice of this. So you'll see my knees are back behind underneath my hips. We're going to come down onto the chest first. So whatever you do, even if you face dive, come onto the chest first. Chest, my belly's still off the floor. Now my belly and my hips. Good. To push back up, use your breath. All the way back up. Good. Well done. Be careful. So when you come back up, don't let the hips stay down because we're going to put unnecessary aches and pains into the lower back. So take the hands out wide and practice pushing all the way up. Push, big breath. Now good. If you keep the hands closer together, it's harder. And then from here, come straight into your downward facing dog. And let's stay here and just pedal out the dog a little bit more today. Hello, Sifa. You're back again. So spread out those fingers. Let me have a peek. Good. Feet are hip distance apart. Good. Get the tailbones right back up behind. Open out the shoulders. So make space for the neck. Bend one knee, then the other. Good. And then come back onto the knees. Back onto hare pose. Good. So when you're ready to take a big breath in, come up in your own time. Beautiful. And exhale, come back. Good. This time when we do it, we're going to come into a couple of fun postures where we're going to come into a three-legged dog. So let's have a little bit of fun with it and try different things in our downward dog. So the main thing is get the stability in the arms, get the tailbone up, and keep the knees soft. You don't have to have the legs straight when we're in downward dog. We see in all those lovely pictures and posters and social media how it's really perfect and the people have their heels down. We don't need to do that. We can have the knees slightly bent and the heels off the floor because then we're getting much more openness into the back. A lot of the time when we have very tight hamstrings and we push our heels down, we do this kind of a thing. So I'd rather bend the knees and get the back lengthened. The legs we can work on individually as we go through the class. Okay, so let's give it a go. So come on back to the back of the mat again. Come into our lovely hero pose, which is great for stretching out the fronts of the ankles. And just close the eyes for a minute. Let your weight settle down into your feet, into the mat. With the crown of the head is still lifting us upwards. And when you're ready, take a breath in and come up. Exhale, come down. Inhale into tabletop. And then whatever way you wish to, come down onto the belly. Exhaling. Inhale, flip over the toes, lift the chest. Exhale, come back, push into the mat, make your way back into your tabletop, back into your downward facing dog. And just walk the dog here. Remember what I said about the knees, keep the knees soft. Good. And see, can we raise the right leg up into the air? Three-legged dog. Go on, all the way up. Look underneath your right armpit. So twist your body and have a little look underneath your armpit. Peep out. And then see, can you take your right foot back in towards your bottom? Good. Bend that knee in. So take that knee in, look to the top of your mat, and bring that foot the whole way through, all the way to the front of the mat. Well done. From here, you can keep the left knee down, or you can start to raise the left foot off the mat. It's up to you. Keep down nice and low though. Good. Back leg is straight. And breathe. Take your hands together at your heart center. Feel the power of that right leg is doing all the work, and the left. Twist your body to the right. Bring your left elbow onto the outside of your right knee. And continue to twist and look over that right shoulder. One more breath here, doing really well. You can do this with the back knee down as well, don't worry. Slowly come back to the center. Take the hands back up over the head. Exhale, step back into your downward facing dog. Come back down onto the knees. Back down into here. And then we're going to try all of that on the left-hand side. Sandra, if you just want to do a little bit of downward facing dog, stretching out the legs, because I know you just missed that little bit, just to warm up the legs, yeah. Bend the knees and bring the tailbone back right up behind you. So rather than having the arms over the shoulders over the arms, bend the knees and come back this way. Okay, let's try the sequence on the left. So when you're ready to join in, do Sandra. Take a breath in and come up. Exhale, come back. Inhale, come back into our tabletop. Curl the toes under and either come down onto the chest through chaturanga or straight down onto the chest, whichever way you want to go. So you can come through plank, slowly down. Take a breath in as we lift the chest. And as we exhale, curl back down and back into your tabletop. Back into your downward dog. Just walk it out here for a moment. And then when you're ready, begin to lift the left leg up towards the sky. Twist your torso and look underneath your left armpit. Bend the left knee and see, can you bring that left foot back in towards your bottom? Stay with the breath. Look towards your hands. Hug that left knee into the midline and step all the way through. Well done. All the way through to the top of the mat. You can drop the back knee if you wish, or you can keep it off. Take a breath in. Let's bring the hands up over the head. Drop yourself down into this lunge. Hands back to heart. Twist your torso to the left and take your right elbow down to the outside of that left leg. And bring the hands together. So the palms of the hands are together like this. And do it this way for you. Twist, push the hands together, come down onto that elbow, and then use the force of the arms to twist yourself back and look over that shoulder. So trying to get the hands back into the middle of your chest. Good, come back to the center, twist back around, take the hands back onto the mat, and step back into your last downward facing dog. Off you go. Doing brilliant today. Last big breath here. And slowly back down to the knees. Back into here. And this time, take the hands back to your feet. Open the knees nice and wide. And bring your head down onto the mat. So trying to soften that breath. Trying to slow the breath down. You can bring your hands around to your feet, or you can have your hands out to the front, whichever you prefer. One more breath here. Good. Relax the shoulders. So when we take the hands back to the feet, so can you let the arms go down onto the floor? Yeah, we're not trying to hold anything. Good. And slowly walk the hands back to the front. Excellent. And come back to our kneeling position. Okay, I think we'll do, because Sandra came in a little bit halfway through that, let's do that whole sequence. Once on the right, once on the left, and then we'll come down and start to cool down and relax. Okay, so you're doing really good. I'm going to come over this side so you can see this side, and then I'll do the other side. So when you're ready, take a breath in and come up. Exhale, come all the way back down into here. Inhale into tabletop, and then come down onto your chest. Then your belly. Take the breath in, push the pubic bone into the mat as we draw the shoulders back. And curl your toes under, get ready to push away all the way into tabletop, and then coming up into downward facing dog. Raise that right leg up to the sky. Look underneath your right armpit, and bend that right foot back towards your bottom. And then turn the body, look towards the hands, draw that belly in, send that right foot forward in between the hands. Good. Take a breath in, take the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, bring the hands back to the heart, twist to the right, left elbow onto right knee, twist. Look over that right shoulder, draw the belly button in and see how much deeper you can go. Brilliant, come back to the mat, hands back down, step back into downward dog. You're doing brilliant. Back down onto your knees. Let all the breath go as you go back into here. Big sigh out. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, hands to heart. So close your eyes and just settle yourself a little bit. So the easiest way to know is by the breath. So try and relax the breath, lengthen the exhale. Last time on the left-hand side. So here we go. Take your breath in, come up. And exhale back down. Inhale into our tabletop. And exhale down onto the chest first of all. And then onto the belly. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, release back to tabletop. Back into down dog. And then lift the left leg to the sky. Look underneath your left armpit. Straighten that left leg. And then bend it. Bring that foot back in towards your bottom. Turn back to the center. Look to your hands. Bring that foot all the way through. Good. Lunge forward. Take a breath in to come up. Bring our hands to our heart center. Twist to the left. Bring the right elbow out onto the side of the knee. So other right, that's it. And really twist from the belly button. Good. And press those hands together. So the left elbow is pointing away from the right elbow. So you've got one straight line between the left and the right. Beautiful. That's it. Keep pushing down into that right elbow to help you twist and turn. Amazing. Well done. Bring the hands back to the floor. Last downward dog. Slowly exhale back to the mat. This time, bring your bottom onto the mat. Bring your legs out in front. And slowly start to roll back down. When you come back down here, keep the knees bent for a moment. Connect back to that lovely breath. Just hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself that little massage that you deserve. Move the head from side to side. Turn the knees the opposite way. And then just place the feet down close to the bum. You can just touch your hands and touch your ankles. Feet are hip distance apart. And just take a breath in and reach those hips up towards the sky. Keep the knees in line with the ankles, so don't let the knees open too far wide. Exhale, ripple back down. So when we come back down, think upper back, middle back, lower back. Let's do that once more. So when you're ready, take a breath in. Peel the bottom off the mat, lift the hips and come right up onto the shoulders. Press down into all 10 toes. Lift those hips a little bit higher if you can. And slowly release. Starting to come down through the vertebra one at a time. And release the whole back. Walk the feet slowly forward away from the body. Let the legs fall outwards. Turn the palms upwards. Just arrive back home to the breath. Slowly, gently allowing the breath to move the body, feeling the belly move. Noticing the chest gently rising and falling. Noticing the back. As we breathe in, the back expands. allow yourself to scan the body, noticing the different parts that are touching the floor. So the heels, the calves, the buttocks, the middle back, the shoulders, the hands, the head. And allow the mat, the ground to hold you. So let go. I give myself permission to trust and to let go. Letting go back down into the earth. And if the mind is racing, as we begin to quieten, just notice that enter of the breath entering the body, and notice how the body allows the air to leave very naturally. So if it's comfortable using the nose, inhaling deeply. And exhaling for as long as we can. And begin to count from 7 to 0. Inhaling deeply, we call this number 7. Exhale, number 7. Inhale deeply, number 6. Exhale, number 6. And keep counting slowly all the way back down to 0. And when you finish and come down to 0, just begin to bring some energy back into the fingers. Wiggle the fingers. Wiggle the toes. Take your time, there's no rush. And then take a lovely stretch. A big stretch, whichever way you feel you need to today. And then roll over onto your side. Bend your knees. You can hug your knees into your chest if you wish. Nice, Emma. You can say hello to all the girls. So over onto your side. Push yourself up with that hand. And come all the way back to a nice seated position. And in our seated position, you can sit with the legs crossed or stretched out. Just connect to the breath once more. Remember the little intention that you set at the start of the class. Just bring your awareness back there. Remember to slow down the breath. Be kind, be gentle to yourselves. Take your hands together at your heart center. Let your head tilt slightly. And as we close our class, I thank you for being here and for taking the time to practice. We bow our heads to each other, to our hearts, and to Mother Earth, and we say Namaste.